Ontario and New York State Music Station, Yes FM. That's Drake. Hold on, we're going home. 7:03. It is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. And with that, we've got Allison and Elaine in studio this morning.
Good morning.
Talking about teen dating violence. At what point does it be? What line do we cross before it becomes violence?
Well, it could definitely be violent before it gets physical.
Mm-hmm.
There's different things that you should look for.
Like the use of sexual, emotional, or verbal abuse by one dating partner or another can constitute being violent with someone. You don't have to necessarily be physically with them.
Okay. In that situation, is it something you should talk to somebody about right then, or just, well, that's just how he is or she is, whatever, and just keep going?
We've had some clients who have called and said, well, he's not physical yet. Can I still use your services? And like we just said before, that it can be abuse even before it turns physical. So at that first sign, they can reach out. They can ask an agency for help. They can talk to a friend. They can speak to an adult, someone they trust, a family member, a parent, anyone that they could ask and say, is this normal? Is this what I should be putting up with?
Are there any signs parents should be on the lookout for with this?
Definitely if they're pulling back from their family or friends, if they have bruising or marks on them, if they're not allowed to hang out with their friends, or if they're not allowed to play the sports that they used to, if their time is really being taken up by that significant other, then you can see a change in their behavior and their attitude, and what they're trying to take care of. So definitely there are things to look for.
Now, what about the parents of the person who is the violent half of this? What should they be on the lookout for to know something is not right?
That's a little bit difficult because the person who is being abusive won't show those tendencies to everyone. They want to keep that secretive.
They're going to try and hide things more. They might, even the parents might not notice anything different with their child.
Do you find that in families where there's been a history of abuse like this, that the kids may end up doing the same thing at some point?
I think, it is kind of like a circle. It keeps going until they think it's normal. They don't think that's something that's out of the ordinary. If they've grown up seeing the abuse happen between mom and dad, it just keeps going because they think, oh, that's normal, and this is what I have to do to show somebody that I love them and care for them. So
even though dad may be out of the picture at this point because he was, say, abusive, mom should still be aware that their child
those
may be.
Those tendencies could still keep going. There are some children that will pick up that abusive role after, let's say the dad in the situation was abusive. After he leaves the home, there's a child in that home that could possibly pick up those abusive behaviors. If there's counseling that hasn't been sought, if they're not able to talk about it. But there's some kids that grow up in that same home that look at their parents and say, I'm not going to be anything like you. I'm not going to do this to someone I love. I'm going to be completely different. And they make that choice and they change that.
Okay, going to talk about why people stay in these relationships coming up next. Right now, 7:07, Lord Team, Yes FM.
Wait till you're announced. We've not